and excited to work with my co-host, Jason Harris. So tonight, as I said, we've got some legacy leaders, and I first want to just mention that we will have another one of these for everyone who's purchased a ticket the first week in January with Jeff Mack. But tonight, we've got several great topics I'm excited to talk about. So without further ado, I think I'm going to let our first speaker go. I'm going to introduce this person. Some of you know, by the way, my name is Diana Zisselman. I'm a team lead. I started my business in San Francisco with my husband, Jeff, who actually found Nu Skin for us. I was a little hesitant. I had been in healthcare for many years. And as some of you know, in the United States, healthcare is more like sick care, and it wasn't meeting my needs. I wanted to do something where I could really use my skills and abilities, where I could touch other people's lives, where I could improve other people's lives, and where I could have the flexibility to spend time with my friends and family and travel, which was one of my passions. And because of this business, my husband and I have been able to live really all over the world. We lived in Vietnam. We spent a lot of time in Asia. We lived in Budapest, Hungary, and spent a lot of time in Western and Eastern Europe. We spent a lot of time in South America, and we just feel so like Nu Skin has been such a blessing and such a gift for both of us. And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce some of you to my favorite Circle of Excellence member and Team Elite. This gentleman has a background as an attorney, has been an entrepreneur from the day he was born, and he's also my husband. So I'm going to introduce you to one of the most compassionate, no excuse giving, always there for others human beings I've ever met, Jeff Zisselman.
Thank you for that great introduction and edification. I'm really happy to be with everyone tonight. And the most important thing is that you've invested in yourself to get your tickets, to show up. And for me, life's all about showing up. And I only have a few minutes, and I want to share two principles that I think are the most important thing. One, ending 2022, and more importantly, being focused for 2023. And the first, and these apply to Nu Skin, yet you should implement these in all areas of your life. The first one is gratitude. Everyone on this Zoom has so much to be grateful for. And, you know, as human beings, we always tend to focus on what we don't have or the negatives, not what we have and what we are grateful for. And what I find is with Nu Skin, we have to vibrate at a certain energy to be successful. And gratitude is a very high vibration emotion. And when you're in gratitude, what's going to happen is you're going to attract people in all areas of your life that vibrate at that emotion. I mean, whether it's through Zoom, whether it's through a message, whether it's through a text, right? I believe we're all connected around the world through energy. And when we have massive gratitude, what happens? The universe brings us people, brings us more of what we want, not what we don't want. I'm guilty of sometimes focusing on the negative and things I don't have. And as soon as I start focusing on what I'm grateful for, amazing things always happen. And sometimes it's not a knee-jerk reaction that it happens immediately, yet it happens. And the payback, what I call gratitude karma, comes back to us. And it's really a beautiful thing. So what are some of the things that we could be doing, right, to understand the gratitude, understand what we have to be grateful for? First of all, having a gratitude journal and every day putting in entries. And I've been doing this for many years. And when I started, I did it in my app. I would open up my phone, look at the app, and I'd be like, well, nothing comes to mind, right? And now it's just a free flowing of ideas. Wow, I ate healthy today. My wife made me an incredible dinner. The weather was beautiful. I had an amazing conversation with some stranger, right? My team performed well. I'm healthy. I worked out. I meditated. My kids did well in school. It should just be a nonstop of what we are grateful for, because I know everyone, if you're part of Nu Skin, your mindset is you're here, you're showing up, and you should have a lot of gratitude for that. But I know at times it is hard. And when I first started off, it was really hard. I was like, nothing to say. So I would say start a gratitude journal and make it a focus of every day. All right. Sometimes we deal with our teams and we're like, oh, they could be doing more. Be grateful that they're showing up, that they're doing what they're doing. And if we give them that love and that gratitude, guess what's going to happen? They're going to do more, not for you, but for themselves. So I am really focused every day on gratitude, and going into the new year even more so. And when you're living in gratitude, you're living in kindness, you're living in being able to help and serve others. And it's a very high vibration, and you will feel better by executing living in gratitude mantra. The other principle that goes along with gratitude that I find is equally as important is living life in abundance, right? So what is abundance? Abundance is that there is more than enough resources for everyone. For instance, when you breathe, right? I'm looking at Jason right now. If I breathe a breath of air, Jason's not sitting there saying, oh my God, I got to breathe quicker because I'm not going to get another breath of air, right? There is an unlimited amount of resources in the world. So let's go through some examples. For instance, there are unlimited people to recruit as customers and distributors into your Nu Skin business. Sometimes we get focused on one person. Oh my God, this person didn't join my business. It's horrible. It's not one person, right? When you're living in abundance, you know more people will come to you. Love. Love is an abundant emotion. We don't have children. I have 2 dogs. I know I have enough love for my wife. I have enough love for everyone on this call. I have enough love for Jenny and Phoebe, right? It's not a limiting, it's unlimited, right? And some people think of it like, let's get to the tough one, is money, right? Money creates, as soon as you start talking about, people get, very scarce. And we've all had times where money has not been in abundance. But when it's not in abundance, and I know for myself, when I focused on it not being in abundance, what happens? It's not in abundance. When you focus on, even if you don't have it at the time, that it's going to come to you, you're willing to do the work, you're going to be grateful when it comes to you, that, oh my God, there is so much abundance of money. Money is a really kind of touchy issue when people discuss it, but we know it creates emotion because money gives you the opportunity to live a great life, to help others, and to do what you want. And when it comes to Nu Skin, sometimes we might look at someone having great success and feel, oh my God, and I'm picking on Jason because I'm looking at him, oh my God, Jason and his team are having such great success. I should be grateful for their success because they're paving the way and showing me that I could have that success. And also that Jason and his team's success isn't taking away from my success. I mean, I like picking on Jason because we went on our Ruby trip together when his son was like just a little boy, and now he's like a grown man with a beard. And I'm like, oh my gosh, man, time flies. But yet, in all my years, I've never run into a customer or distributor that said, I'm thinking about joining your business. And I also met this guy, Jason, and I'm thinking, there's an abundant world of 8 billion people that you will attract depending on where you're vibrating, right? And abundance, like gratitude, super high energy emotion. So what you're going to be doing is when you're vibrating at that emotion, you're going to attract people that are vibrating at the same emotion in all areas of your life. Like I realize I don't have too many negative people in my life, even when I go to the grocery store, because I pick the line energetically where the cashier who's getting paid maybe minimum wage is also vibrating at a high emotion, because how you vibrate is up to you. It's not depending on how much money's in your bank account. It's a mindset, it's a heart set, and it's about energy. And I think that as we enter this new year, those are principles that if we are always at the top of our mind, gratitude and abundance, and like Sandy Tillotson says, being motivated by love, and you take the action in your business, you're going to see the result multiplied. because I am a firm believer that everyone in this world is connected energetically. And we're watching a show on quantum physics, and it's really kind of true. If we could think about it, we can make it happen and appear. So those are just a little bit. I could go on for an hour on each topic, super passionate about it, but I promise you, if you are really focused on it, both of those principles and emotions and vibrating high, even when you don't want to, you're going to create great results. So thank you for spending some time with me. I'm really excited for New Me 23. We're going to rock next year, and everyone wishing you a great holiday and a happy new year.
Ow, just banged my knee on the table. It's interesting because one of the things Jeff didn't share was that thought came to him because he was recently in Utah and he spent a lot of time with Sandy Tillotson, who is one of the founders of Nu Skin. And she was just saying, like, if people could just stay in gratitude and abundance, it's so beneficial for their whole lives. So it's so true. And I just think if we can all keep that in mind, and one little story I've always loved about gratitude, you guys have to keep this just among us. When my nieces were little, we always sent gifts every holiday, every year, every birthday, and we never got thank you cards. And pretty soon we stopped sending gifts. I was like, I guess they don't appreciate them. So now that they're adults, they do send thank you cards and we send gifts. But I was like, wow, that's how the universe works. If you're not grateful for what you have, why would it give you any more? If you can't see the blessings in front of you and the gifts that you have, it's just natural. Why would you get more? And you wouldn't even notice it if you got more. So, Jason, I would love to have you join us and just share your thoughts and introduce the next speaker.
For sure. It reminds me of two different things. One, when I got started in the business, we didn't have a lot of the amazing tools that we have today. And so we had super Saturday trainings in different cities throughout the month or throughout the year. First Saturday of every month. And I remember showing up. I was pretty new in the business. I didn't really have a lot of local support for sure. And I remember meeting a guy who lives in the Houston area. He's been a team lead with Nu Skin now for probably 18, 20 years. And we clicked and we got to know each other. And after a while, someone that did a lot of calls with me and a lot of different things. And I remember asking one time, I said, why do you help me? Like, why do you care? Like, we're not financially tied together. Like, why do you care? And he started laughing. He's like, well, I've tasted the honey and I figured now it's time for you to taste it, because for crying out loud, we live around 6 million people in the Houston area. There's plenty of people. Like, we'll never run out of people. We can never leave Houston and we'll never run out of people. So why wouldn't we? Because all tides lift. And kind of doing that reciprocity and being thankful for stuff. My boys pick at me a lot because if I see a penny or a nickel on the floor, like I'll pick it up. And I laugh all the time. They're like, why do you do that? I was like, well, I want to show God and everybody else that I'm not just, I don't just pass money, right? I want it. And then it's amazing. And my wife can attest to this. I find money all the time. I find it just around, and so it's amazing how this really does work. And when we operate out of gratitude and abundance, it changes our entire perspective on what it is, because it is true. Jeff and I, like, he was joking about my son. It was over his 10th birthday weekend, our first Ruby trip, and he's 20, almost 21 now. And I have yet to run across anybody also that has said, that Jeff Sisselman, man, he was a pretty good, he pitched me really hard. I think I'm going to go on his team. I've never done that in my life. Right. And we've been both working this business super hard for the last, 10 plus years. So anyway, it's really interesting. When you start operating like that, your entire mindset shifts. And it especially does this when you're looking at your business and saying, I'm going to go help other people make a lot of money. I'm going to develop the leaders on my team. It's not going to be about my circle group and how big I can build it. I want to develop others. And you'll watch on how that just expands and grows. So yeah,
hey,
definitely
Jason, I really wanted to, you said a couple things that really stood out to me. One is you said, I find money all the time. And to me, that's about intention. you expect to find money. It's
Yeah.
like, you're gonna join my team because you're a great fit. It's that intention is such a big piece of life and this business. And so I think that, I find money all the time. What are you telling yourself? Because again, your brain is trained to believe anything you tell it.
Yeah.
And you just reminded me something the other day. We walk on the beach every day. Quick story. I pick up trash. Jeff and I each carry a bag and we pick up trash on the beach every day. And one day there were a lot of little, there were baby man-o-war, which are venomous. And if you step on them, you're sorry about it. And I was so focused on picking up trash that I didn't see I almost stepped on a man-o-war. And then I started focusing on the man-o-war and I wasn't picking up the trash. And I'm like, man, whatever you are looking for, you will find. So the fact that you're looking for money or you're looking for team members or you're looking for customers, that's what you find. If you're looking for problems, guess what?
It comes, and you see those people that are constantly, it feels like chaos is always attracted to them. And it feels like, just constant, like problems are constantly, it works both ways, right? So reaping and sowing is definitely where it is. So definitely make sure that you're intentional on attracting the right stuff, right? Love, abundance, wealth, prosperity, giving, love, all that good stuff. So anyway, without any further delay, I'm super excited. Our next speaker, Miss Leota, most of you know her. You talk about someone who is a shining example constantly of gratitude and abundance. Every time, even when she gets asked to perform a task or work for us, she's like, thank you for the opportunity. I'm so grateful, that you asked me to do this. A lot of you know her story. She was in the Army for over 12 years and was like a lot of our military, right? Like willing to serve, had no family life and had no prospect of ever becoming wealthy in a lot of different areas of her life, because we all know what the military does. And so she is a new 2-star Team Elite Platinum. So congratulations for that. And she is going to kind of talk about international growth, because a lot of you guys, we talk about sometimes where we can start locally, but build globally. And what does that really look like? And she is someone that has taken from her place in Utah and really expanded and built a global business. So without any further delay, Leota, would you bless us with your presence and talk to us a little bit about international growth?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Such a blessing to be here. Hello. Happy holidays. My OTG family from across the globe. You know what? I just thoroughly enjoy being a part of this opportunity day in and day out. And I thank God each day and count my many blessings. Matter of fact, I sent a message over to Diana earlier and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love you and Jeff so much. You guys have poured upon me over the years, and just so grateful that I am a part of the Nu Skin family, and this is my everyday journey. And so, and then Brother Jason Harris, he's like my spiritual brother. He's always throwing me, great scriptures here and there to help me, uplift me in the journey. Says a prayer for me, him and his darling wife, my sister Vanessa. And so it really is like a family, you guys. And I just count my blessings as I welcome each of you, whether you're new to this call. And like Jeff Sizzleman said, you've made the greatest investment going into 2023, grabbing your ticket for the January kickoff, you guys. It's the greatest gift you can give yourself this holiday season, is making sure that you come through for this event. And so in my topic today, and I also want to give a shout out to Gary DeRitter. Uncle G is what we call him, because he's helping to bottom line all of this and just rallying us through to serve through the holidays. As I've learned from Jim Rohn, that service to many leads to greatness. And then when you are called to serve here at OTG, you rise up to the occasion happily, lovingly, and with jolly here. And so here I go, leaders, as I share my specific topic for today on building an international and a global business, you guys. And before I do that, I actually want to kind of step back a little bit. Like Jason Harris said, I had a proud career. I was in a proud uniform. I was military intelligence for 12 years. And a lot of my, missions were covert and undercover in regular civilian attire and clothing, like you see me here today. And if ever you saw me in uniform, it was training mode. And again, proud career to be a part of, and had a 20-year plan to stay in. But lo and behold, after 12 years of much dedication and service, also understanding that was part of my duty and obligation, of course. But you guys, I was in the rat race, telling myself, don't worry, you've got 8 more years to go through. Just keep pushing, keep getting through. And even telling myself that it'll get better. It'll get better. It'll get better. I don't know about you, but during this holiday season, 5 years ago, before I joined Nu Skin, I found myself at gas stations and I'm in uniform and my card gets declined. I would find myself, checking out groceries and my card gets declined. And I would say something like, oh, silly me, I forgot my other card at home. I'll be right back. But guess what? The poor cashier, I never make my way back because there is no second card. The greatest gift that was gifted to me by the Tu family, my brother K2 and Terry 2 that you're about to hear from next, is the gift of Nu Skin. And as we get ready to close out 2022, I implore you to please reach out to every and anybody, family, friends, acquaintances, even strangers that you may have come across as maybe you're traveling, as maybe you're out and about during the holiday seasons. Because guess what? Mr. K2, a stranger from California. I reside here in Utah. He saw my potential. He found me emceeing for a festival. And he approached me. And later on, he gifted me with the greatest gift that I now cherish in my life, which is the gift of Nu Skin. And so when I started coming on board, you guys, my military background was all I had. Never been to college before, never even owned a business. Well, I do have a PhD degree. It's called Poor, Hungry, Determined. You guys ever heard of that degree? Chat into the group if you have, because that's what I came on board with. No experience in the industry, but I came on board with dreams. I came on board because I was tired of being tired and sick of being tired, of giving my all and sacrificing. Like Jason would say, I'm always volunteering. And that was me as a soldier, 12 years. Now, if you can relate, whether it's in the home front, whether it's in your career, whether it's in the business front that you currently own today, or whether it's in the community that you're always serving and serving and serving, I saw the vision. I captured the opportunity of Nu Skin, seeing that this is where I can come in and finally put in my hard work and sacrifice and give my all, ladies and gentlemen, and following a proven system with proven leadership. Matter of fact, I'm so privileged to be speaking amongst legends that are part of this panel today, that are part of this. And when Diana said that, introducing the legends that will be speaking, my heart dropped and melted because I'm definitely not one of them. But I am proud to stand amongst the shoulders of these giant legends here today. And I've learned so much from them too throughout my journey here of Nu Skin. And so when I started in this business, I say a team starts with you. Whether you're brand new and you're by yourself and you just started here in the journey, well, guess what? A team starts with you. And that as long as you are around, there is always a team. And for those of you, maybe you've gone through what I've gone through these past 4 years where, from time to time, people leave, and that's okay because everyone has their choices. But I don't leave and I don't go anywhere. And I understood that from the very beginning of my humble beginnings. As you can see here, I was so broke as a soldier. Check this out. I didn't have Wi-Fi or internet in my home. I could have, paid for it, but that would have put me in debt, and I chose not to. And so I would borrow my neighbor's Wi-Fi. That's how determined, poor, hungry, determined, remember my degree? Determined I was to be successful in Nu Skin. Put my pride to the side, went down to my neighbor downstairs and knocked on the door and said, please, may I please borrow your Wi-Fi so that I can build my business. Again, a team started right here in my bedroom because we couldn't afford Wi-Fi. And the connection from the router came downstairs from my neighbor through the bedroom area. That is it. And this is how I started my team. It started with me, went to 3, and then it just continued to go from there. And I started learning this business coming on board. But I also learned early on from my mentor, 4-star Platinum Team Elite, Terry too. She always taught me, Leah, to build locally first and think globally for the future so that you can then go into expansion. So some of you that are maybe new on the call, understand, build locally, build in your area, build around you. Now, also the power of internet and social media platform that we have right now allows us to also then go globally, you know, in the same sense. But at the same time, let's bless those in our area, right? Our friends, you know, people in our community, let's bless those locally. Then we can extend and expand globally. And that may be a day for you. That may be a few months, that maybe even be a year for you, and that's okay, right? And you can run at that speed. And so also, you know, as I started building in the business, a little of success came my way where I was able to, you know, finally afford Wi-Fi and internet. And guess what? Congratulations to me. We moved from the bedroom to our living room, our tiny little living room. And the team started growing. But understand, the reason my team started growing was because I started growing as a leader. I was plugging into a proven system, One Team Global. The OTG lives every morning. Dylan, all the way from South Africa, did phenomenal this morning in helping me grow as a leader continually. So understand that when you grow, that's when your team grows. And for me, it shifted from not just building a team. Terry taught me, don't just build a team, Leata, build a family. You see, a team will come and quit on you and leave, but a family comes on board and they stay true. Because no matter what, I mean, think about your family. You can't really fire your family members. You can't really, you know, you just walk away. Your family, the people under your roof, no matter what. Family is family. And so for me, I got to a point in my business now where the expansion went international. And thank goodness to technology, Zoom calls. And I'm actually a traditional business builder, meaning from the very first day, 5 years ago, even till now, that I build my business off of Zoom calls. And a lot of it's also in person. A lot of it is also through, you know, demos, in person, and that personal touch, that personal connection and interaction for me is how I've been able to build my organization. But then when I started expanding internationally, that's where I really had to laser focus even more to understand that as I build internationally and globally, that the system that I've been following, OTG System 7, proven that I needed to make sure that as I build international, the duplication of that system is key. And I also learned something early on that your upline is your support source, whereas the system is truly your upline in this business. And that's something too that I needed to make sure as I was starting to expand globally, that duplication was present in the business. And that as you run the system builds your business, okay? And so secondly, structure. Structure was also important as I started, you know, expanding my business in the opportunity. That alignment is also key. That when I'm aligned with the system and I'm aligned with my successful upline, so the key word right there, successful uplines. You guys, when K2 introduced me to this business and people heard of my story, especially early on, that I was following a stranger, I said, no, you don't understand. I'm following a successful leader in this opportunity. I'm following Terry too with the success record in this opportunity. So as you continue to build in your business, the structure that you're in, follow your successful uplines. Now, some of you maybe are new, are signed under new leaders as well. And alignment is important and is key to that, but also following the structure of successful leaders in your opportunity. So here's another example. If your direct sponsor, maybe they're taking a break for the holidays, or I call it when you're in la la land, and your direct sponsor is in that mode right now, don't follow them. Follow your successful upline, because majority of the successful uplines, they're enjoying the holidays, but guess what? They're serving and putting in the work, because it's not about them anymore. It's about serving you. helping you to become successful. So that was also key for me coming on board. And then lastly, consistency. Woo! Consistency. Understanding, Denzel Washington says something like this, that as you come on board, it's the consistency that allows you to finish one goal to the next, to the next, to the next, from one milestone to the next, to the next, to the next. Discipline starts you off in the business, but consistency allows you to then get from one finish line to the other, to the other. But to truly make it through, team, and my OTG family that's on the call, when you become successful, do not forget those who helped you get there. Do not forget that you have a team who helped you get there, that you have your uplines who are successful, who helped you get there. I remember Terry telling me in the beginning, because they were so amazing as uplines, that through the holiday seasons, they took time out to serve me and my team and to help me and be there for me. And I wanted to thank them so much early on in my journey. But she said, Leata, there's no need to thank me other than if you truly want to or wish to, then become successful. And that is how you thank me. Well, I'm just so grateful. Every year I strive.
Well, heck, I think we lost her. She sold this whole story about getting internet, and then her internet freezes. What the heck, right? Like, all right, we're gonna have to get her some better internet. But amazing stuff. Thank you, Leata. Maybe we'll have you back in a second. But yeah, good stuff, huh, Diana? Technology.
Excellent stuff. Well, and it's funny because she kind of harkened back to gratitude, thanking, and it's so true. And you look at it, I mean, the team that we got to Team Elite with is not the same team that we have now. And I'm so appreciative of those people who trusted us before we were anything, before we were anything in the business or had any credibility in the business. You've got to be grateful for those people.
It's so true. I joke with my team all the time. There's literally one distributor or one brand rep that we have in the business that we knew before Nu Skin. Every one of our other leaders, we didn't know. It was a friend of a friend. They came into our life. And now, I mean, honestly, they're some of the best friends in the world, but it's amazing. There she is.
Sorry. Oh my gosh. I apologize, you guys. Woo! We're in Utah.
We're going to upgrade your internet.
Yeah. Oh, and that too. The nice snow here in Utah definitely played a role here today. And so as I get ready to close out my share, I appreciate your patience, everybody on the call, and reconnecting back in and just finishing up my share for today. Again, thank you everyone for your patience. And thanks, Diana and Jason. Appreciate you guys. As I get ready to close out in my share in building that international team, as I mentioned before. And Jason, sorry, was I on this slide when I dropped off? I want to make sure that I can connect my thought process back in. Okay, perfect. And so never quitting is success in the journey that you're still in. You're still in the game no matter what, whether you're building new, you're rebuilding. And I've gone through my rebuilding phases year after year in the journey. And again, just as long as you never quit, no matter what you're going through, especially now during the holidays.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle if he's not the biggest? The elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
What happens when you're a gazelle and you're not being pushed, you're not being prodded, you're not given a reward, nobody's encouraging you? What happens when you're a gazelle and the lion's not chasing you anymore? You stop running. But what happens when you're a lion? When you're a lion, it does not make a difference. You realize that if your family is going to eat, that if that pack of lions is to survive, then you gotta go hunt. A part of being a beast just ain't eating a gazelle. A part of being a beast is the hunt. It's the hunt that they're excited about. They like to see the gazelles run. Then boom, they take off. Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process. You're not in love with the process. A true hunter's goal is not the prize. A true hunter's goal is to hunt. That's what they live for. They live to hunt. They don't just live to catch it. It's the whole process. When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time. You go by the gazelle. When you are a true hunter, you hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another. If you're going to do what you say you're going to do, be what you say you're going to be, you're going to have to lion me out. You a gazelle, you're going to come up short. You a gazelle, you're going to have an average experience. You a student, I need you in lion mode. You an entrepreneur, I need you in lion mode. You trying to lose weight in lion mode. You can't do nothing significant in gazelle mode, nothing. Nothing impressive happens in gazelle mode. Nothing happens in run mode, give up mode, quit mode, scared mode, fearful mode, nothing happens. Everything happened in lion mode like I'm coming to get you.
Oh, you're muted, Leata.
All right, sorry about that. And so thanks again for your patience, everyone, as I close out my share for today. And in building your international business, down the road, as you start to expand forward in the journey, teamwork making the dream work ultimately. Remember your team, remember why you're doing this, remember their why as well, because then no matter what, you build powerfully in Nu Skin.
Thank you so much, Leata. Always love your shares and your enthusiasm and your gratitude and your grace. So thank you so much. And I think she did such a good job of wrapping that up. Appreciate it. And now I want to introduce our next speaker. And this is someone who I have known since the beginning of our business. We started our business in San Francisco, and there was this really dedicated Vietnamese team in San Jose, and they were always open to have us come to their meetings. And we did a lot of partnering at the very beginning, and then we moved to Vietnam, and I got to work with her nephew, and it was really fun. So over the years, I've definitely had great times with Terry. We've been through challenges together. I have so much respect for Terry too, and she is a 4-star platinum team elite. Circle of Excellence too. She has a phenomenal team. She's got so much experience. And Terry, I just want to give you the stage.
Oh, thank you so much, Diane. Good evening, our OTG family around the world. I know many of you log in, and appreciate today for having the next 10, 13 minutes to share with all of you on the power of the system and building your team through event. And I just thank God every day for the journey and the people that came in our life on the journey for me now 13 years with Nu Skin, but in network marketing 26 years. And, my name is Terry too, and I currently reside in Lehi, Utah. we just marked 1 year moving here after 41 years in Sunshine, California. That's where we work together with Diane. And I tell you, I love it here because I'm 25 minutes away from the headquarters. My pride and joy of all the achievement that we've done. This is my greatest achievement in my life, being a mom to 4 little men. Solomon 9, Logan he's 8, Lance 5, and we have a 2020 baby. And so busy mama, right? And I'm here to tell you, I just thank God that we have an amazing system, amazing support to really allow us to, like Lietta shared with you, you focus locally, but you can eventually, expand globally through your social media platform that we have today. And, but I truly believe each and every one of you have a why you engage in Nu Skin, why you decide to say yes to this amazing opportunity. And we all have a story. And I truly believe, I've always said, if you have the dream, we have the vision. And I truly believe we're in the right place and right time. When we came to United States 41 years ago, I was a middle kid of 9 children. My parents came from generation of fishermen in our country. And when we came here, they bought a fishing boat in Santa Cruz, California. I grew up in Northern California. And I watched my mom and dad, my dad out in the front. I mean, he's out on the sea, and then my mom in the home front. As you can see, she's sitting in the dining area of our home, mending that net 68 hours a day. And I question myself, is this America? Is this why we came here? Why we were the boat people flooding? 300,000 people perished. They didn't make it. And so growing up, my mom and dad always share us, we thank God we make it here. This is a land of opportunity. And, growing up being shy and timid, I choose nursing as my career, never care for business, never want to be involved in business, never. Lily, I'd rather be at a corner and read a book. But the day that changed my life is the day that I joined network marketing back in 1994. And I came to a presentation. I didn't understand anything that the speaker was sharing, but one thing that stood out was he said, as long as you have a dream, desire, discipline, and you can turn all of that dream into reality. I was 21 years old, and my only dream was I want to deliver that dream, to the American dream, to my mom and dad. Never think about being successful, but that stuck with me. He said, as long as you don't quit, And so I came home that day. I couldn't fall asleep, but I thank God when I got involved, it was something totally new. So while I was studying and finishing up nursing, but I understand because they talk about the system. And I realized that through that time, they say you have to be coachable and teachable. You have to be a student of the system. You run the system and let the system help and build your business. And I'm like, oh my God, hallelujah. Because I don't have to be, I just have to be coachable and teachable and follow the system. And I realized that to me, unlocking the system, is really about utilizing the system, to run that leadership factory. And to me, with Nu Skin is about, running that executive factory. As you can see, each of the star here, this could be each of your ruby, each of your blue diamond. And if I close my eyes, that's what I see. And I hope you see that, because that's really what the system allowed you to do, to expand and to able to develop leadership. And my mentor early in the business before Nu Skin, and as you can see the event right here, run the system and use the event to leverage, to build leader, because that's where leaders are born. And so I that two things just totally like embrace in my heart, that system and event. And so it's no longer about Terry Tomb, because only through that's where ordinary people can become extraordinary. I fell in love right away, in network marketing, because I realized I was average and ordinary, but through the system and through leadership development, other people, you can become extraordinary. And because I understand, I'm a very simple person, as long as you keep things simple. I love this word, simplify to multiply, and you cannot get bored of the basic. I mean, to this day, I'm 26 years in network marketing, 13 years with Nu Skin, but I don't get bored of the basic. I still, every TU that I've gone, every event that OTG hosts, I sat there as if like I'm a student all over again. What can I learn today? That's the attitude I walk into every event that we have, from Nu Skin to OTG. Even I've gone to like hundreds of TEU. I still walk into every speaker. What can I learn today? And I don't get bored of speaking what works, what's already proven. Why would I? But the strategy change, right? We have better tools to build our business, like the social media and all of that. But whatever system that you have incorporated, do it over and over and over. And, you know, I learned early in my career, you get paid to imitate, not to create. I said, hallelujah, I can copy, right? You know, and we get trouble when we copy, right, in school, right? The teachers say, no, but here I'm like, thank God I do that, you know. And so after 13 years in the financial business, I was able to retire my mom and dad and live some of my dream. I want to be a financial independent woman before having a family. But then the market went down. So that company went down after 13 years of building thousands of people. And that's what hurts me. I want to find a business that no matter what happened to the market, that our business still thrives. So 13 years ago, you know, I prayed, God, I love network marketing because I truly believe this is where ordinary people can become extraordinary. But I need to find that one company that really, you know, that I never have to worry about the company, that no matter what happens in the market, the company can continue to thrive. And I truly believe when you pray, God will answer your prayer. Because in January 2009, I show up to event because I understand event. Because I remember my first event that I went in network marketing, it was at Disneyland Hotel. This is back in 1995. And at that event, I saw ordinary people, you know, on stage sharing about the success. So I you know, the moment I believe that if they can do it, I can do it. But see, at that event, I make a life-changing decision that, you know, the key is as long as I don't quit. And so at that event, I stuck it out where no matter how hard it gets, because it's going to get hard, nobody will ever tell you this thing will be easy. And so I understand. So that from that moment on, I had never missed big event in my journey in network marketing. To when I came to Nu Skin, I did not join the business. I show up to the kickoff in 2009 because I understand a big event. You know, we cannot create big event on the Zoom today, right? So at that kickoff, I made a decision after 2 days, you know, to sign up with Nu Skin. At that kickoff, I saw a bigger vision than what I thought about Nu Skin. At that kickoff, I make a decision that this is it. This will be the last company that I'd be involved. I was 35 years old, still single and broke, right? And so at that event, looking back, I get goosebumps because what if I didn't show up at kickoff 2009? And so I truly believe, you know, you can tell how great a leader is, how great he or she is by how many people follow he or she to big event. You know, and so I've learned that's the key thing, you know, work the system, bring the people to the big event, and how many people in your team at big event will determine, you know, the real, you know, how big your team will grow. And so to me, when I joined Nu Skin, I pray, I saw, oh, wonderful company, but it's a system, because I understand the system will save me from myself. And no matter how many experience I have, I will have so many new people come in. And if there's no system, there's no way I can build a solid business that allow, you know, us to leverage, you know. So when I saw, I'm like, my God, you know, they have OTG, One Team Global, you know, even though I know what it takes to build, but I need a system. And so when I know that we have a system, that's where I can build a solid home, you know, just all of us, right? We want to build a business, you know, you want to build it, you know, to last, not build it to crumble. And so to me, the system will allow me to build a solid house. And so when I found out we have OTG One Team Global, I'm like, another hallelujah. I'm like, okay, now it's not about me. It's about, I got to plug my people in, right, at the big event. And to me, I understand the event, you know, that's where people make life-changing decisions. That's why we always say leader are born. I made life-changing decisions 13 years ago at kickoff. I didn't even sign up yet. I sat there with my skepticism. You know, I think Nu Skin was a beauty product. I thought Nu Skin and O Skin. I'm like, you know, growing up poor, I don't connect to beauty business, you know. But after I saw the vision of Nu Skin, you know, being the force for good in the world and the mission of Nu Skin, and I'm just like so consumed with it. And so I believe every event, when you know, from OTG, the kickoff coming up, right? You know, I set a goal, you know, and then we literally like promote it at every, Zoom that we have. And then we create whoever got the ticket, we have them posted onto the group. Congratulations, so-and-so get ticket. And then we block hotel and then we set a goal immediately when an event, even sometime before the event was promoted, we knew about the event. And then we set a goal for each of our top leader. If you knew, then we set a goal, at least you got 10 people at the next event. Because see, how many of you wish you had more people at this event, right? I'm pretty sure many of you are like, oh my God. So every event, from every big Zoom we have to from OTG to OG event, the only thing that really give me joy is like, if I look behind me, I see like 2/3 of the room, or my goal would be half of the room would be our team, because I understand my life changed because of the event. I don't know how many times I would probably quit network marketing, but every time I almost felt like, I don't think I have what it takes to win. I went to an event and then I get fired up again. I get relive my dream again. I made new commitment. And so those big events in the last 13 years, I could have died out of it. Well, I won't die because I choose Nu Skin. But before that, I could have quit network marketing and hate network marketing. And I understand in this business, leader are born. And to me, leadership this is me, equal freedom. Because you cannot do everything by yourself. No matter how good you are, there's only you, right? We all have 24 hours a day. But when you build leadership, to me, that's where, leverage, happen. And so every time when OTG have a big event, in the early day, we have our Vietnamese, breakout. We call it the TEU breakout, the Success Summit Vietnamese breakout. And then this is one of our breakout from a Success Summit. We have 2,000 people in our team because we speak Vietnamese, right? But I truly believe we wouldn't have the exponential growth we have today without, aligning ourselves with all the big events. And so to me, the key is, I've always set goal, and I see the health of my team or any of my leader. The moment they miss 3 events, they're going to coma. If there's like 3 to 6 months they don't go to a big event, you just might as well send them a goodbye letter, because they lost their vision. They get bombarded with all the negativity. They get so many no's and they start giving up on their dream. And so to me, I'm really, challenge my team every 3 months, at least you have to go to big event. Now 6 months, we're good, right? And do the same thing with the Liata. I mean, I don't speak Samoan, but I understand the foundation of getting them. I told Liata, you want to go to Blue Diamond in 12 months? You go to TU every month, all right? Well, luckily she lives in Utah. I know it's impossible for some of you, to travel, but she's like, I want to help my community. And I write down an aggressive plan. Maybe through my journey, I probably write four of that Blue Diamond 12 months, but I saw the passion in her eyes. And I said, if you commit to go to TU every month, and every time you go to TU, you bring at least 25 people, and then up to 50 people, then 100 people. And continually, they show up in the last 4 or 5 years now, right, using the event. And she has never missed a big event that OTG has or Nu Skin have. And so, even new me, right? We set a goal, right? And just like anything, to me, the system is the navigation, it's just, it helps you navigate. And if you ever off track, the system can help you bring you back on track, right? But it's just a navigation, it's logical. But what's going to build a huge team is, to me, is here. You got to use the heart, because people don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you care. And we build our team, we're trying to, beyond the system, beyond all the meeting, we gather, we party, we recognize, and we eat together. Because I always believe that team that eat together, play together, stay together, right? And we build it like a family, just like Liata shared. And we always set massive goal for new me, not from only people showing up. We're promoting to our team to hop on Zoom. We set a goal for all the leaders, starting out from the new people. Hey, how many? We set a goal for 10, and we promote the event at every Zoom that we have. And then we congratulate those that bought the ticket, and they post a ticket into the team. So you got to make that a team effort, because, I've always believed, if someone buy your products, of course we get paid, right? But they go to event, we don't get paid, but their vision gets stretched, and they become a better team leader. They came back with excitement and with new energy, and then you get to the next event before they they get unmotivated or or start losing their dream and their vision. And so I always believe leader with vision help people with dream. At the event, their vision gets stretched. They make life-changing decisions. And so I'm just excited about, seeing all of you at kickoff, either on Zoom or at kickoff. And so that's, to me, there's no secret in building network marketing, but you run the system and you make sure you bring as many people to big event, from Nu Skin to OTG. Thank you, team. Happy holiday, and take care, and God bless. Back to you, Diana.
Wow, thanks, Terry. I remember meeting Terry on the road show when she was actually coming through Houston area, and we became great friends, and we've been on this journey together ever since. So yes, please, guys, if that has taught you anything, there are times where your team will become parent deaf, right, to you. They'll become parent deaf, and I'm telling you, sorry, I thought my video was on and it's not. There it is. Your team will become parent deaf, and sometimes hearing it out of that third party voice, hearing it from a different person, it gets to a point where all of a sudden it clicks and it hits. And I guarantee, man, y'all are going to walk away from kickoff this year, I'm telling you, and be like, holy heck, I've never seen an event like that. They've done stuff that they've never done before. It's going to be a completely different experience. You are not going to want to miss it. So whether you're on Zoom or you can get there in person, I guarantee the return on investment that you will get out of this event is I'm telling you. And if y'all go back to the 10X book that we did a few months back, there's a chapter in there that talks about kind of the rich man poor mentality and the poor man mentality. And when it gets into, okay, well, if I buy this book, what's that return? If I go to this event, what's that return? Versus, ooh, I can't afford that event, right? And I can tell you the investment that I made on myself going to events over the years, the beautiful thing I like about it is I can the return, right? It's not, I'm going to invest in some stock and hope it works. No. I'm going to take those skill sets and come out of it, and I'm going to make, build our business with it. And I can return that or control the return on investment. And that's what's so cool about it. So anyway, guys, we want to end with a special segment. He was unable to be with us live, but we recorded it for you guys. Special segment on driving lines from Charlie Peterson. And we want, or Patterson, Jesus, Peterson. Can you tell it's been a long day? Charlie Patterson was gracious enough to film and record a segment on driving lines. So we're going to end with this tonight, but we wanted to make sure that we hit, because driving lines is foundational to this business. If you want to build long-term leveraged business, you got to learn driving lines. So again, we wanted to end it with a bang. So Charlie, I know you're probably listening. Thank you so much for recording this for us. And we'll turn it over